Isaiah 14, verse 19, it says, "But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch." See? Meaning what? This man is not going to have no rest. He's not going to go back to the land of Edom. You know? It said, "And as the raiment of those that are slain thrust through with a sword, they go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden down under feet." See? So pretty much meaning what? This man ultimately is going to be cast out. Because he's going to be utterly destroyed. He's going to be completely destroyed. And we in that process now of this man and his destructuring to his perfection. It says, "Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial." See, meaning they're not going to be put to rest. They're not going to the land of Edom. Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renounced. See, you just going to be a thing of the, you know what I mean? You're not going to be reverenced. Like I said, you just going to have to hear about it. You like, "Oh, what? What is that? A Edomite?" You know? But this man's not going to, and how he destroyed that is playing out through America. Babylon the Great, he's destroying his land through Babylon the Great. You see pollution at an all-time high, by the way, these chemtrails, and the water is polluted. So this nigga gotta go, man. You shouldn't have to mention this man. He should. The only thing that should remind you is when the results of America. When you see just the desert, till they're gonna see the plagues. Once you consider America, you ain't gotta go no further than that, man. You know. But this man's fate. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Job, chapter 27, and verse 14. It says, "If his children be multiplied," see, because it was gonna play on a bigger scale. See, the judgment of Cain, uh, you know, Esau, that was gonna play out on a bigger scale. That's why the prophet, when he told, really told Isaac, because it says she inquired of the Lord, but it was through Isaac. He said, "Two nations are in that womb, man." You know? He said, "Two nations are in that womb," so to let you know that dynamic between the two is going to play out on a bigger scale. It's going back to 2nd to 6th chapter, Jacob and Esau. You know, Jacob held the heel of Esau. So to let you know that was going to play out on a bigger scale between two nations. So the children be multiplied, meaning they have grown. They have, I believe, one of those definitions to become great. And it's played out as perfection here in Babylon the Great. You know, they have been multiplied. It is for the sword, meaning it is for destruction, man. Because that is this man's fate. It said, "And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread." See, meaning what ultimately their doctrine, their agenda is not going to come to pass, man. The thing that he believed in, that he trusted in, that he hoped in, because Esau has been reduced to hope by the way of his word. See, he thought one upon a time, he thought he had things figured out. You know, that witchcraft. But now since his word have set upon the planet Earth, now he has pretty much been reduced to hope now. Because this witchcraft ain't working, it's going to be reduced to him and his sword. You know? But ultimately, that's not going to prevail. But it said his bread, he shall not be satisfied. His bread, meaning his agenda is not going to come to pass, man. You know? But it said if they be multiplied, meaning if they become great, it is for the sword. So that's this man and his fate. That's his walk. You know? That what he was built to do is to be. He was set up to be destroyed. Matter of fact, this Proverbs 16:4. The Lord have made all things for Himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. See, and the Lord have made all things. It's nothing that's in vain. It's nothing that's a random thing. Everything is meticulous. What Yahweh Shai. You know. It said even the wicked. So it lets you know Esau is a pawn of the Lord. It's just for the day of evil. Because guess what? Esau was used for 70 A.D. Esau was used for, the transatlantic slave trade. Those were days of evil. But Esau is going to be used for World War III, that destruction. This is going to be for him. That's why I said that sword should enter into their own heart. Even the 18th verse. Somebody got to be made an example of, okay, do what he did, and this is going to be the results. You know? So the Lord have made all things himself, yeah, even the wicked, which is the Edomites, for the day of evil, because it tells you that he's the border of wickedness. When you read the book of Malachi, I believe that's the first chapter, the third, fourth verse. So matter of fact, we can wrap it up with this in the book of Romans, the ninth chapter, and verse 17. It says, "For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up." See, and that lets you know that what it tells you in the book of Romans, the 15th chapter, the things are written aforetime, written for our learning. So the Lord tell you, we just read it, Proverbs 16th chapter, the Lord had created all things. The Lord created Pharaoh and that regime, that whole setup, them even coming into power. We can read that in, towards the latter part of Genesis, concerning that great dearth in the land, that famine, and how Egypt became a great power. That was all the setup for the Lord to show out, man. And we witnessing it once again today. The Lord have set up the so-called white man to show out, man. This the destruction of this. This is the works of Yahweh Shemir Shah. That was his intents and purposes. See, we finna talk about this forever, man. What the Lord finna do to this place, man. We seeing the build up to it. It says, even it's like it said, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. See, and it tells it in the book of St. John, the 12th chapter, the Lord is going to glorify it again. He glorified it before in the land of Egypt, but in this time, we reading, you can read it in the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. It's going to pretty much outdo what he done in Egypt. It's going to no more be said what the Lord have done to the land of Egypt, but how the Lord delivered from the children from the land of the north. And we actually seeing that process today as well. Because people know what happened to Egypt, but they always don't mention who did it to Egypt. But before you say anything about America, you're going to say Yahweh Shema Shai for anything concerning the judgments the Lord going to bring, man. So that's why I said his name going to be declared throughout the earth. So this is going to be a heavy judgment the Lord is going to bring. We see in the beginning stages of it. And even when the missiles come, the Lord ain't going to be done with that, man. We still got a story after the missiles. A lot of people's doctrine is going to end when the missiles come. Our doctrine still, that's really going to be the beginning of it. Tells you Jacob is the beginning of of it. So we really going into the beginning. This is the end of Esau, man. It said, therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden. He have hardened this devil. The one says he's like a deaf adder, you know. It says, "Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?" See, and that's the scary thing about it. The hands of the Lord, Yahweh Shema fashions and shapes and molds the destinies of man. And we can't do nothing about it, man. That's why we have been reduced to hope. You know? It says, "Nay, but old man, who art thou that replies against the Most High?" See, and that's Esau. And he's doing it through his laws and his legislations, his rhetoric. He replying against the Most High. "Shall the thing formed to say of him that formed it, why has that made me thus? Have not the powder power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?" See? And that's what it is. The Lord had made this man for unto dishonor. It tells you the rich man is dishonorable for his riches. How this man came up. You look at this devil in his track history. Look how this man came up, man. This is a sick nigga, man. You know, that shame on his glory. And you know, and through the loins of Isaac was that shows us our Lord Yahushua in balance came forth the righteous and the wicked through his loins. You have Jacob as the righteous and Esau as the wicked. And you're seeing the righteous, you know, playing out through the elect in this time, you know, as well as Esau showing himself as the wicked. And those the vessels of honor and the vessels unto dishonor. It says, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with wrath, much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. See, this man was shaped and molded to be destroyed, man. And the Lord built it up the way it justified him overthrowing this nigga, man. To where you gotta say something. You know, it was some get old Barry, you just gotta say something about it, man. When something just get out of control, you gotta do something about it, man. Well, that's what the Yahweh Shema Shai is doing, man. And we seeing that the Lord about to bring the hammer down on this nigga, man. That's why it says, the time don't be short, no flesh be saved, so the Lord gotta cut this nigga off quick, man. You know? Or you also read that in the book of Will Simon the Torch. As a matter of fact, I end off on that. Because it tells that the Lord said his cognition wouldn't even be changed. He know he wasn't going to get right. Matter of fact, let's start at 10. The point at verse 12. I start at verse 10. Yep, it says, "But executing thy judgments upon them little by little, thou gavest them place of repentance." See? And you seeing that process taking place today by these things happening upon the planet. It's set up for us to consider, to get right, you know? But even on a bigger scale with Esau, he's seeing the different sides in heavens. He's seeing that certain enchantments that ain't going through now and shit ain't going his way. He's not considering just to fall back. It's not being ignorant that they were naughty, that they were a naughty generation, see? And that their malice was bred in them, meaning what, they were built like that, man. They were built wicked. It says, and that their cognition would never be changed, meaning what, they pretty much were programmed to be wicked, and there's nothing you can do until they're accustomed to do evil. So you can't change that program. You can't send a virus and make him be righteous. Ain't no such thing. It tells you to let the favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness, man. So that's just part of the story. This nigga would not be right. That's why he just gotta go. At least the other nations would be subject, even though they'll still go off. But this devil, he just That's why when you read the book of 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter, the Lord's intent was to get rid of all the Amalekites. That's why he cut off Saul, man. Because he ain't listen. He even all the way down to the beast. That's why ultimately America gonna be totally wiped off the map, both man and beast. But the point, the Lord's intent was just to wipe all of them out, man. But it's gonna play out its perfection in the kingdom. But we seeing this process take place, the destruction of this devil. It's just for it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Neither did thou fear of any man, it's like it did, neither did thou for fear of any man give them pardon for those things which they sin, see? And we know this is concerning those Canaanites. But Esau's the modern day Canaanites, they doing the same acts. They got on the same, pretty much the same uniform. They're upholding the same customs. And they even take it even further, man. It's to the point, them motherfuckers, they sick. They'll probably be uncomfortable around these modern day Edomites, man. You really look into it, man, how crazy this world is. These people just immune to it because you got TV and shit nowadays, you know. But this is a sick place, man, you know. But the Lord didn't pardon them. The Lord just built the case on them to where when that judgment comes down, it's going to be totally justified, man. That's why I said the iniquity of the Amorites got to be fulfilled. That judgment wasn't a random event. Just like the judgment of America is not going to be a random thing. Just somebody just got salty about something and they just want to have a war. No, this is all part of the story of Yahweh Shema Shai. But this is the destiny of Esau, destruction, man. It says, for who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Who is you to question Yahweh Shema Shai? And it said, who is you to withstand thy judgment? You can't resist. When the Lord send that hit, ain't no way you gonna John Wick your way out of this. You know? It says, or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou made? See? So that lets you know it's gonna be a nation that's gonna perish, which is gonna be those Edomites, man. Now, you know, the Lord's gonna get rid of these devils, man. That wicked, that counselor, you gotta get rid of you. You can't leave a little bit of counselor like he cool. Like that Cornelius, that don't make sense. You know, if Cornelius was an Edomite, you leaving just a little bit of counsel left because he cool. He ain't really he didn't make you cough up blood, but the other part of the counsel did. That don't make sense, man. You gotta get rid of all of it. It says whom thou has made. So it's Yahweh Shema Shai. We just read it. The book of Proverbs 16 chapter, the Lord hath made the wicked for the day of evil, for the day of destruction, man. You know, or who shall stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous man? Who is you gonna stand in front of that bullet? I dare you, because that means you're gonna be thrust through as well, man. That's what the Lord said in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter and 15th verse, as well as on the book of Ecclesiastes, the 13th chapter and the first verse, concerning you taking sides with this man, and you're gonna reap the judgment, which is ultimately those missiles. But then with Esau, it's going to even take it a step further. He's going to just be totally wiped out. You just got to get rid of a guy like that, man. You know. But yeah, I just hope they were edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that Jesus' word in all true faith and sincerity. DGA, Abba. Soon. Very soon.